Hello everybody, my name is Cogland3639. Welcome back to another video. Today in this one, I got a Drytron deck profile video. Today is the day Genesis Impact does release, and this is one of the hottest decks coming out of Genesis Impact. Oh boy, this deck is, last weekend it was able to compete in the tournaments there for some reason, no clue why. But Drytrons ended up getting second place to, Virtual Worlds, which, VFD spam, who cares about that bullshit. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight on into the video. Starting off with Drytron Alpha Thuban, his effect is, so all their effects kind of have, their top effects is, there cannot be normal or set, must be special summon with an effect of a Drytron card. Okay. So again, all Drytrons have this top effect. You contribute one other Drytron monster or ritual monster from your hand or field. Special summon this card from your hand or graveyard in defense position, and then they all have different effects afterwards when you special summon through their effects. Alpha Thuban has you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand, and then they have a negative side where you cannot special summon monsters except monsters that cannot be normal/set. So yeah, kind of pretty good. Alpha Thuban is kind of your searcher for ritual monsters. Sometimes you go into your Ben 10s and stuff like that, but that'll be a little bit later. So yeah, and then I got 3 Thuban, and then I got 3 Drytron Zeta. It's same top effect, cannot be normal set, and then you must tribute either a ritual or Drytron, and then when it is special onto the field by its own effect, you can add one ritual spell, which again is pretty amazing. This is just search out your ritual spell. Yes, immediately 3 of you want to see this all the time with it. So yeah, and then the reason why Drytrons are so good is because they can use their effects in hand and in graveyard, so it's kind of pretty good. You can always have that resource every turn. It's pretty amazing to have. But yeah, I do control 3 Zeta. Now, a pretty interesting one, I do have Drytron Delta at 3. This is when it gets summoned onto the field, again, same top effect. When it does get special summoned through its own effect, you can reveal one ritual monster or ritual spell, draw 1 card. Now, some people do have this at 2 or maybe 1. I do have this at 3 because it does give you advantage. You do want to see more Drytrons and stuff like that. So this is the reason why I have it at 3, but this can definitely be a 2 or a 1. Next up on the list is 2 Drytron Gammas. Why do I only control 3? Is because you don't really want to see 3. Because when you draw into 2, it kind of really sucks. And again, getting that special summon is good, but I think 3 just is a little too much for the deck, especially since you want to, you want to see Drytrons, but you don't want to see, multiple of the same Drytrons in your hand. Gamma especially because, Gamma doesn't really have a beneficial effect of adding something. It just special summons another Drytron from graveyard, which is still good. I'm not going to say that's not a lie. That's the reason why it's at 2. But again, it's just when you draw 2 Gamma and literally nothing else, it kind of really sucks. But then again, it's pretty rare. But then again, I only have this at 2. If you want to add 3, go right ahead. I wouldn't blame you. But for me, I do have it at 2. And then to finish off the Drytrons, I do have 1 Drytron Beta. This is just an effect of you can add one when it does get special summon, add one of your banished Drytrons back into your graveyard. That was a notification. Ignore that. Drytron Betas. Or add one of your banished Drytrons back to your graveyard. This is just a one of, again, it's just another Drytron in the deck that you can special summon. If you want 3 Gamma, you can take out Beta and put a 3rd Gamma in there. But Beta is just in there because there's a lot of decks that do banish from graveyard at this point, like Outledge and Outledge and Virtual World. So this can kind of recuperate your cards, especially since it's a light Outledge, or not Outledge, Invoked can take advantage of this using one of your light monsters to go into Mechaba. So Beta can get back one of your banished. So pretty nice. I do have a 1 of, though. I think that's the most you can really do with Beta. So that's it for the Drytrons. Now let's go into the fairy monsters. I do have 3 Artifact Lancias. The reason why I do is because it is searchable, and then Artifact Lancia's effect of preventing your opponent from, or neither player from banishing for that turn, can screw up your opponent like dinosaurs. They can't do anything after that because they know they have to banish. Same thing with Virtual Worlds. I mean, they don't need to banish, but it does help them to banish. And then the same thing with Outledge with their trap cards as well. So yeah, I do control 3 of it, and it can be searched through Ben 10. We'll get into in just 1 second. 1 Manju of 10,000 hands, and this is when this card is normal or flip summon. You can add 1 ritual monster or ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Again, just another searcher for the deck if you don't draw into any of your Zetas or Alphas. Another searcher you can go into. And then one Vanity's Ruler. This card cannot be special summoned, which is good anyways because we can't special summon it because of Drytron's effects. But when this is on the field, your opponent cannot special summon monsters. This is just, again, kind of like a VFD, but not really because if you negate this, it will actually stick. But again, this is just nice to have because, you don't want your opponent to special summon. If they have no negations, again, this will probably go through. So yeah, pretty good one of, and it pretty is good. This is if you go first, you want to do this going first. Now on to the rituals. I do have 3 Cyber Angel Ben 10s. This thing is stupid powerful. It's the reason why it's so powerful because it's not once per turn. So its top effect, it does have a top effect, but you usually don't use it in the Drytrons. You use its bottom effect. If this card gets tributed, again, the Drytrons can tribute from hand or field, so you can tribute Ben 10 from hand. So if this card is tributed, you can add 1 light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. That is not once per turn. So you can keep cycling Ben 10s, and then after you're done cycling the Ben 10s, you can go into either Artifact Lantia, or your Vanity's Ruler, or Manju of 10,000 hands, or just a light fairy like Natasha as well, which we'll get into in just one second. So yeah, pretty good to have a 3 of as well. This card is pretty OP. Drytron Draconids, my bad. This card is when your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. My bad. Oh, sorry about that. So this is one of the Drytron's rituals. If this card, this card cannot be targeted with monster effects, which screws up Outleach. So that's pretty good reason to have this. So if this card is, if the total level of monsters ritual summon are 2 or less, so if you just use 2 Drytrons, which will be 2 or less, is you can attack all special summon monsters once each during your opponent's turn, quick effect, and you don't need to. You can ritual summon with any card at this point. So during your opponent's turn, you can quick effect banish banish monsters from the graveyard who combined attack exactly equals 2,000 or 4,000. So either Drytron or a ritual, Drytron ritual. And then target 1 face-up card for every your opponent controls for every 2,000 attack. Then send those cards to the graveyard. So basically just more removal as well. So, it's pretty nice to have good removal and just pretty good card all around. Then we have Drytron Quadratids. My bad, I don't know how to pronounce these. So if your opponent cannot target this card with spells or traps, which is pretty good as well. Once per turn, if the total level or monsters were 2 or less, so again 2 Drytrons in this case, you can destroy spells and all your spells and spells and traps your opponent controls. Man, I cannot talk today. I'm kind of rushing through this. So yeah, pretty good. Just basically a Harpy's Feather Duster, which is amazing. And then if this Ritual Summon monster card is destroyed, you can special summon Drytron monsters from your graveyard, except Drytron, Quadranids, whose combined attack equals 4,000. So you can just summon 2 Drytrons if you want to. Pretty good effect, and of course just a 2 of as well. And same thing with the Draconids, 2 of as well. Going into the one-ofs of the rituals, Cyber Angel Natasha. The reason why this is used, it does have a top effect, which you can use, is target 1 face-up monster you control, gain life points equal to half of its attack, which is not the main effect, but it is a beneficial effect for you. Its main effect is when you can banish 1 Cyber Angel monster from your graveyard, which you're going to have Ben 10s in the graveyard at least. Target 1 monster your opponent controls, special summon this card, and if you do, take control of that monster. Dear God, it's a big eye that's not once per turn. Oh boy, howdy, Natasha is pretty powerful. Again, you can banish a Ben 10, target 1 monster your opponent controls. Take control of it and special summon Natasha. You can link off Natasha, then activate Natasha again from graveyard because it's not once per turn using another Cyber Angel Ben 10. So yeah, pretty powerful effect to clear boards. Again, this deck doesn't really have an OTK board. It's more of a control-oriented kind of deck where you want to take control of your monsters. You want to put cards that prevent them from special summoning and stuff like that. So yeah, 1 Natasha is very good. Any more than that is just way too much. And then for the finish off the ritual monsters, just the Imagination Draco Overlord. Why is this card in here? Again, you don't really need it, but it does really play a beneficial When this card is ritual summoned, your opponent skips their next main phase 1. This card can be used in skipping your opponent's main or turn, basically with Terminal World or Parthian Shot, combined with Imagination Drake Overlord. I usually have it in the side. As you can see in my side deck, I currently don't have it, but you can definitely throw those cards in the side. But again, so that's kind of a strategy to skip their main phase 1, go into the battle phase. But it does have a bottom effect that's pretty beneficial. Negate the effects of face-up fusion, synchro, XYZ, and XYZ monsters. So the only extra deck monsters they cannot negate is Link monsters, because this came out before Link monsters ever came out. Pretty powerful, so you can stop things like Dragon. It just basically shuts down the virtual worlds if they can't negate it, because they don't control a single Link monster, and then Draco Overlord can negate anything else in the extra deck. So yeah, Draco Overlord is beneficial. I can see if you don't want to play it and slip it down to a 40 card deck if you want to, but again, I play it because it's super beneficial to have in the deck. Now on to the spells. I got Meteorinus Drytron. This is the ritual spell of the deck. So basically, this card can ritual summon any ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. That's a nice effect, because it goes with the Drytrons where you can summon from hand or graveyard. Again, and since you can tribute off rituals into summon Drytrons, that's actually more beneficial as well. You must also tribute machine monsters who attack from your hand or field, whose attack equals or exceed the attack of the ritual monster that you're trying to special ritual summon. And then, so pretty good. I mean, since you have 4K beat sticks and 2K beat stick machines, not really hard to really do that to ritual summon. And you're not really ritual summoning that often. If you're going to ritual summon, you're going into either the Drytron's ritual monsters, or you're going into Ben 10, or not Ben 10, or Draco Overlord, or going into Natasha. I forgot. Natasha must be properly ritual summoned for its bottom effect to actually take place. So make sure you remember that. So if you're trying to ritual summon Natasha, and then, make sure it's properly ritualed so you can use its bottom effect later on. Pretty good 3 of. I mean, you don't need a control 3 of. If you want 2 of, go right ahead and make a 40 card deck. It's pretty good. But it's just because of how many cards I can search it out. But I control 3 of as well. Then Drytron Nova. Dear God, this is just pure advantage. Special summon 1 Drytron monster from your deck, but during the end phase you can destroy it during the end phase, and then it has the same bottom effect as all the Drytron bottom effects do, where you cannot special summon monsters except for monsters that cannot be normal or special summon. Definitely 3 of, because this is a fucking fantastic advantage. So basically, you summon 1 of your Drytrons from your deck, then link them off into Link Karibo, and then you can use that Drytron's effect in graveyard, just tribute from hand, and basically you gain it's hand neutral technically, can't really say that, but it's basically a +1, because you can that link can be used for either link summoning or into your tribute summon of Vanity's Ruler. So pretty good advantage of 3 of. Cyber Emergency. Dear God, this is a very good card. Add 1 light machine monster that cannot be normal or set, or 1 cyber dragon monster, which, you're not controlling cyber dragon monsters in here, aren't you? So basically, you just add either any of your Drytrons, including the rituals, because rituals do count as not being able to normal / set. So pretty good card. And then if this card is negated, so I want to say negated, if this card is negated by your opponent's card effect, you can discard 1 card, add this card back to your hand, and then you can activate it once again. That's not a part of its effect, but you can activate it again. So basically, if they do negate the activation, you can discard a Drytron, add Cyber Emergency, and then activate Cyber Emergency again, and then you have a Drytron in graveyard that you can use anyways. That is pretty fucking spectacular, but it does say activation. So Ash Blossom would not enable its bottom effect, because it negates the effect, not the activation. So Ash Blossom does get around it. But again, a good 3 of, because top effect is search, and then if it does get negated, you do have that bottom effect as well. 3 of, as always. 3 Drytron Fanfanier. I don't know how I'm pronouncing that. Basically, the field spell of the deck is when this card is activated, you can add 1 Drytron spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Basically, just a searcher for either your ritual, if you really have a bad hand, or a Nova. In most of the cases, you're searching Nova. And then activations of ritual spells cannot be negated whatsoever. ever, which is a nice bonus to protect your ritual summons. Once per turn, if a monster is normal or special summon face up while you control a Drytron monster, you can reduce that monster's level by 1 per 1,000 attack. And for the rest of the turn, you cannot activate or attack minimum level 1 for the rest of this turn. So basically, if you're versing virtual worlds, you can kind of screw up their synchro plays by making one of their tuners either from a 3 to a 2 or a 6 from a 6 to a 5, because most of them only have 1,000 attack anyways. So yeah, pretty good, another bonus, but then again, it's only a Hinyer because you can search out Nova or the ritual spell. So yeah, pretty good 3 of. And then I got 2 preparation or rites. Add 1 level 7 or lower ritual monster from your deck to your hand, then add 1 ritual spell from your grave to your hand. So this is basically just to search out your Ben 10 if you don't have Ben 10 in hand already. If you already have Ben 10, then you can search out Natasha if you want to. Again, this is just a good searcher for Ben 10 and Natasha, just because, again, getting Ben 10 in your hand, using it for advantage is pretty amazing. I only control 2 of it. And then for the final card, I do have the 1 Foolish Barrel to send 1 monster from your deck to the graveyard. Again, since Drytrons can activate their effects from graveyard, it doesn't really matter if they're in the graveyard. So yeah, so that's it for the main deck. Going into the extra deck, I do control 2 Link Karibos. This is just a link off into, it requires 1 level 1, just to link off one of your Drytrons into a Link Karibo. And this does have an effect where you contribute, if a monster your opponent monster declares an attack, you contribute this card, change that monster's attack to 0 until the end of this turn. So a pretty good effect for Link Karibo. I do control 2 of. I do have a relinquished anima just in case they do summon a good monster onto a zone that relinquished anima does point to. This does require a 1 level 1 monster. You can target 1 face-up monster your card points to, equip that monster to this card, and gain attack equal to that monster. Pretty good card, just to maybe, again, if they fuck up and put it into the link columns, it can definitely serve a purpose, but I only control 1 of. I do have a cross sheep, basically just because of it can when a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, you can apply the following effects in sequence based on the card types of monsters this card points to. And then the only one you're really using is ritual. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Again, discard 2 cards is not really that bad when Drytrons can activate their cards from graveyard. That's why I do control cross sheep. But then again, this is just a one-off. Herald of the Mirage Light. Again, this is when an expel, trap card, or effect is activated. Quick effect, discard 1 fairy, negate the activation if you do, destroy it. And then bottom effect, it does have a bottom effect. This card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card. You can add up to 2 ritual monsters and or ritual spells from different names from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty good card, to be honest with you, if you do have an extra fairy monster going into your opponent's turn. Pretty good to negate, and then if it gets sent from the field to the graveyard because of your opponent, or if it's destroyed, or if this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you can add 2 ritual monsters and or spells. Pretty good card. I only control 1 of them. I do control the Nightmare package, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, and Nightmare Unicorn. Cerberus can discard 1, target 1 spell summon monster, destroy it. Is it destroy it or send it? It's destroy it. And then Nightmare Phoenix, just discard 1 card, target 1 spell or trap on your opponent controls, and then destroy it. And then is a Nightmare Unicorn is you can discard 1 card, target 1 card on the field, return that target to the deck. And I do control 2 unicorns here, but I do control only 1 Nightmare Phoenix and 1 Nightmare Cerberus. I do control Cerberus, 2 Nightmare Unicorns because it's the Link 3, and just to fill out the Link 3 spot for the deck. I do have 1 Code Talker, again, just another Link 3 you can go into. It does have a beneficial effect if a monster try to target one of your monsters. You contribute 1 monster this card points to, negate the activation, you do, destroy it. That's it for the Link 3s. Going to the Link 4s, you do have Apollousa, the bow of the goddess. The original attack of this card becomes 800 times the number of Link materials used for this Link summon. Once per chain, your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect. You can make this card lose an 800 attack, negate the activation. Once per chain is basically non-once per turn. So basically, it's just a chain. Basically, so if you try to activate Apollousa in same chain, you can't do it. But then again, having multiple negations is always good to have in this deck. 1 Access Code Talker. Dear God, this card is pretty powerful. Again, gains Link rating. When this card's Link summoned, you can target one link monster that you use material for this link summon. That card's attack gains attack equal to the monster's link rating times 1,000. So I usually do into a link 3 and then into the Access Code Talker, so it gains 3,000 attack. And then once, or I don't even think it's once per turn. No, it's not. You can banish one link monster from your graveyard, target one monster, banish one link monster from your field or graveyard, destroy one card. Doesn't even target. Pretty nice effect for Access Code Talker. Then one Borrelsword Dragon. Again, this is just a pretty powerful effect. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one attack position monster, change it to defense position. Also, this card can make a second attack during the battle phase. Since it's a quick effect, it's pretty good because you can activate it during the battle phase itself. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response of this activation. Once per turn, you can declare an attack on a face-up. When this card declares an attack on a face-up monster, you can activate this effect. Until the end of this turn, this card attack gains oh my god, I cannot talk because I'm trying to rush. This card gains attack equal to half of that monster's current attack, and if it does, that monster's current attack is halved. Dear God, pretty good effect itself. That's it for the Link monsters. Yes, I do control other than Link monsters, XYZ monsters. I do control an assembled Nightingale. This requires 2 or more level 1 monsters to special summon. This card gains 200 attack for each XYZ material attached to it. This card can attack directly, and then it can attack as many times, or can attack your... Oh my god. While this card has XYZ material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of XYZ materials attached to it. So basically you have 3 materials you can attack 3 times during the battle phase. So meaning if you have 5 materials, which is the best you can do, this card gains 1,000 attack, and then you can attack 5 times in that turn, inflicting 5,000 damage. And then going into main phase 2, of course, because why not, Zeus. Dear God, this thing is powerful. Especially with Nightingale, where you can get multiple materials on it. Again, you only go into Nightingale if you want to go into Zeus with multiple materials, or if you literally have no ritual spell in your hand. Nightingale is a good backup plan, and to go into Zeus, everyone knows Zeus. I'm not going to explain its effect. It can also be properly summoned, because the ritual monsters, the Drytron ritual monsters, are level 12s. Dear God. So, again, a deck that can properly get out Zeus, but you really don't want to in that case. So that's it for the extra deck. Now into the side deck. Again, I'm not going to explain their effects. Oh, my bad. I just hit my mic. I'm not going to explain their effects. I'm just going to go through what the cards I do have. I do have one Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. I do have 3 Nibiru's just because, well, Nibiru, but then again, we're not in a combo-oriented style besides Virtual Worlds right now, but 3 Nibiru in the side is good. 3 Lightning Storm, because Lightning Storm is always powerful. 2 Cosmic Cyclones and 2 Twin Twisters just to get rid of, if you're versing a Mystic Mind players, just to get rid of them. 3 Infinite Appearances, again, to counteract VFD. This can be Ash Blossom too if you want to. And then a red reboot because of Outreach. And that's it for the main deck. Now I will show you the combos. So I'll just be right now to show you the combos for the Drytrons. This is kind of a typical hand you will draw. So let's go standby main. So here, since you already have a Nova, so you activate your Fanfanier. Again, we're playing like if we have no negations whatsoever. Now, when you do your Fanfanier, you just add the ritual spell instead. So we're just going to add our ritual spell since we already have Nova in hand. And then we're going to activate Nova, getting, since we don't have Alpha, we can add Alpha. Where the fuck is Alpha at? Alpha. Hey. Special Summon Alpha. This can be an attack position too. The proper play would probably have been activate Nova first to see if they negate it, then do Fanfanier. And if they did negate Nova, add another Nova to activate another Nova. Okay, so I do have Alpha onto the field. I will tribute our Link off Alpha into our Link Karibo. Again, this is why Nova is such a good card. And then we'll activate Alpha's effect, tributing... We'll just tribute Gamma, because why not? Sending Gamma to Graveyard to special summon Alpha from deck. And then the effect of Alpha adding a ritual monster. We're going to add Cyber Angel Ben 10 in this case. We'll activate Zeta's effect, tributing off Ben 10. Special summoning Zeta. Ben 10's Zeta's effect first. You must activate the Drytron's monster effect first. Then Ben 10's effect. We'll add a... Don't really need to add another Ben 10, but fuck it, we'll add another Ben 10. Because then we'll activate Gamma's effect, tributing Ben 10, of course. to special summon Gamma from the graveyard. We don't have another Drytron in graveyard, so we'll just have to go with Ben 10's effect. Here, I'm going to actually add Vanity's Roller. Since assuming I'm going first, I will add Vanity's Roller here. Where is it? Add Vanity's Rollers to hand. And then we'll send Link Haribo, and we'll just send Gamma to normal summon Vanity's Roller. Now you can't special summon any normal cards that can be not normal / set, but you can still normal summon them, so that's why Vanity Roller is so good. And then we'll activate the Drytron spell, tributing the 2 Drytrons we still have on field to special summon Drytron Draconids. Now, if you have an Outledge player, this kind of fucks them up. The Outledge cannot get rid of Draconids, and then Outledge can get rid of Vanity's Roller, though. So yeah, this is kind of, you just pass here. I mean, if you want to add the ritual spell back to hand, you can, but since I already have one in hand, I'm not going to. So this is kind of like what you want to do going first. You want to get Vanity Rollers out to kind of prevent them from special summoning, and try to get one other ritual monster. Here I did do Draconids. Best case scenario, and again, this is only best case scenario, you kind of want Imagination Draco Overlord, because if they do counteract Vanity's Roller, at least you skip their main phase and battle phase in that case. But we didn't get a perfect scenario there. It's really hard to get that perfect scenario. But again, pretty good hand to have. This is, again, just going first. Now I will show you what kind of is the strategy to go. Now going on to a strategy if you do end up going second. Again, if you're versing VFD, what's the point in playing anyways? But again, we're just going to be playing like if they have no negations anyways or anything like that. Again, that's not how real Yu-Gi-Oh works. They're going to have negations, so you have to be prepared for it. So draw phase, you will draw your card for going second, standby, main, whatever. If it's standby in VFD, you're fucked, but who cares? So we'll do Fanfaneer first, searching out the fucking Nova. Holy shit, my fucking hand is... Oh boy, we'll add Nova to hand. Then, of course, we'll activate Nova. We have Delta, Alpha, Beta. Oh my god. We have 2 Alphas, a Zeta, so we're doing Gamma, because that's our only Drytron we don't have. So summoning Gamma in defense position. And then we'll do sending Gamma going into our Link Haribo. And then we'll activate Alpha's effect, sending another Alpha because we don't need Alpha. Second Alpha, special summoning Alpha, activating the effect of Alpha. Searching out a Ben 10 because Ben 10 is fucking nice. And then we'll activate, let's do Zeta's effect, tributing the Ben 10, of course, special summoning Zeta in defense position. Going your Zeta, we're going to go into a ritual spell. Where the fuck is the ritual spell? There it is. Add a ritual spell to hand. Then Ben 10's effect to add another Ben 10 because it's, again, not once per turn. It's kind of broken. Activating Delta's effect this time, tributing Ben 10. Special summoning. Again, when these cards are special summoned through their effects, they must be special summoned in defense position. I forgot to say that during the deck profile. That, reveal 1 ritual monster or spell. Since I have the spell, reveal that, draw 1 card. Oh boy, got Draconids out of that. And then we'll activate Ben 10's effect, searching another Light Fairy. We'll go into a Ben 10 once again. And then, of course, we'll just activate Beta's effect here, because why not? Sending Cyber Angel Ben 10 to graveyard. Special summoning Beta in defense position. We have no effects. Ben 10's effect. Here, you can search out Artifact Lancia, Vanity Roller, or Manju. Here, I'm probably just going to search out Natasha, though. And then we'll send Beta and Link Haribo. Again, this is just assuming if they don't have any Link monsters. Go into Cross Sheep instead. We'll summon it to this zone. Again, this is just assuming, again, this is going to be different if you're going second. I'm just kind of showing you the strategy of what you're going to do. And then we'll activate the ritual spell, we'll send Delta to special summon Natasha in attack position to a zone Cross Sheep points to, so we can declare Cross Sheep effect to draw 2. Ooh, that Artifact Lancia, pretty nice though. We'll send 2 Grave and... Yeah, we'll send Draconids to grave. And then we will activate the effect of the ritual spell, adding back to hand. Let's say we'll just target Zeta. That goes down to 1,000 attack. My bad, I forgot to say that it's bottom effect. You can target 1 Drytron monster. It loses exactly 1,000 attack, add it back to hand. And then we'll tribute off Zeta, summoning Gamma. Then Gamma's effect to summon, doesn't matter what you do, except for another Gamma. Summon that. And then here, if you want to go into access, you can. I will activate, this is actually pretty interesting. We'll activate another ritual spell, sending 2 Grave, Gamma, and Zeta to special summon Draconids in attack position. And then its bottom effect of adding itself back to hand is only once per turn. Then we'll use Cross Sheep and Natasha to go into our Decode Talker, why not? And then we'll use Decode Talker and Alpha to go into Access Code Talker. And then Access Code Talker's effect, gaining 3, because Decode Talker was 3. Now at 5,000 attack, you can activate effect, or you can activate Natasha, banishing a Cyber Angel, which will be Ben 10 in this case. Special summon a Natasha, and then take control of one of their monsters. And then, you know, Link, go into whatever you want to go into. Go into, you know, Nightmare Phoenix, you know, whatever. But then again, you can activate Access Code Talker, banishing Link monster. We'll just banish Cross Sheep in this case, destroy one of their monsters. Pretty good. A pretty good deck that consistent. Again, it's really different when you verse online players. Hope you guys did enjoy the video, though. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more. I am going to do, at least try to do every archetype that's in Genesis Impact. Probably do the Met. Oh, fuck, how do you pronounce their name? Fuck it, I'm not going to look it up because I'm doing the outro. I'm doing the one that starts with an M because I forget their name. And then after that, I'll probably do Evil Twins because that's the least one I'm least interested in. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.